Hello, my Facebook family. Today I'm coming live and I'm going back to the topic I spoke about in the beginning of the week, thyroid disease. So today I wanted to talk about 3 things that will pretty much guarantee that you will never lose weight if you have thyroid disease. But first, I want to talk about what an awesome day I had today. You can see that I'm still wearing scrubs. I just got out of work. But some people know that I am training to work in the ICU. I've been a nurse practitioner for a little while, just under a year. I've been a nurse forever, like ever. And I'm working in the ICU, and I just want to brag for a second. No, it's not really brag, but I'm happy. Today was a good day because I actually successfully intubated my first patient without help. Like I just did it all on my own. So I just wanted to go like this. Yeah. So it's a good feeling. I was proud of myself, but that's not why I'm here. But I just wanted to shout it to the world. Because, anyone who starts a new job and they're doing something out of their comfort zone and they're learning, it's totally a good feeling when you feel like you've done something successful and you're actually learning. Not to mention the fact that you're helping saving people's lives, and that's why I became a nurse and ultimately a nurse practitioner to begin with. But the topic of this video today is 3 ways that you can pretty much guarantee that you will never, ever lose weight if you have thyroid disease. So, and I can pretty much tell you that I have done all 3. So I can speak from experience. So the first thing that you should never, ever do if you have thyroid disease and you're trying to lose weight is restrict your calories. People do this all the time. And I think, people are starting to learn a little bit more as they get older and education's out there. But if you restrict your calories with thyroid disease, you're essentially restricting your nutrition. And the thyroid is going to get stressed and it's going to burn out. So if you are cutting your calories to 800 calories, your thyroid is going to adapt to its environment. So it's oh crap, I'm not really getting a lot of energy. So I might as well slow down my metabolism because that's the body's demand, because your thyroid actually does control your metabolism of your whole entire body. So that is probably the worst thing that you can do is reduce your calorie intake to 500 to 800 calories a day. And it seems like that would make sense. Okay, eat less calories, then you lose weight. But the problem is that your body goes into starvation mode. And I'm sure that people have heard that term. But especially if you have thyroid disease, your thyroid's going to get mad at you and it's going to tell you. And all of a sudden you're going to start gaining weight and you're going to be what the hell? And not only gain weight, but you're going to feel like crap too. So anyone, who has thyroid disease can totally relate to every single symptom under the sun. And especially feeling like crap. I've actually was speaking to one of my friends today, and she's been dealing with some thyroid problems, and just active and lost weight, but all of a sudden just couldn't lose weight, started gaining weight, in fact, and just can't even go for a walk without feeling just it's the hugest task. So actually what I told her was, I said, you need to rest. Your body's mad at you. You're not getting enough sleep. You need to rest. So takeaway from that is if you do not treat your body with care and nurture it and give it the nutrition it needs, especially if you have thyroid disease, it's gonna let you know. The second thing that people make the mistake of doing is eating prepackaged foods. And the reason why you want to stay far, far, far away from prepackaged food is because it has soy in it. It's something called soy protein isolates. And it's a very cheap source of protein. And it's in all those prepackaged foods. And so what happens is it actually messes with your, it interferes with your thyroid and it interferes with your liver metabolism. So eventually it starts to slow down. And it's okay, what's this foreign body? What's this foreign stuff going on in my body? And you'll notice when you start eating prepackaged foods, which I was so guilty of. I would eat, working as a nurse, you guys know, you're always on the run. You have to have pretzels in your pocket, or you're eating a scoop of peanut butter, those little peanut butters that the patients get, or you're eating saltines or graham crackers. You guys totally get it. My nurse friends. You guys totally get the stress. So, I mean, the way that I have solved that problem is I bring my meals with me. And I actually am working in a new environment and they don't really know my eating quirks yet, like my food quirks. And people who have been around me for a while, like they're just like, oh, you never eat anything bad. Oh my God. You're so boring. Oh, you won't eat. Oh, Cindy won't eat that. But you know what? The reason why I have gotten that way is because I've just learned over the years and I feel like shit. If I eat prepackaged foods or if I like eat just something random, I feel like shit. And who wants to feel like shit? Especially when you know what it feels like to feel good. So, I'm running into that, a little bit of that with my new job, because they all kind of eat together. And I'm like, oh no, I have my food. Thanks. And I'm eating a high fat, low carb diet these days, which is another topic for another day that I've been very successful with thyroid disease. It actually helped me lose belly fat and get my hormones on track and decrease my estrogen levels. And so so that's how I eat. And a lot of people don't understand that way of eating. So I try not to really talk about it too much unless people ask, because I feel like they're looking at me like, okay, you're crazy. You're eating high fat. There's something wrong with you. Like, don't you know you're supposed to eat low fat? So anyways, I can tell you from experience, sometimes you're going to feel like a little bit of a freak because you're not eating what everybody else is eating. But ultimately, if you have thyroid disease and you're trying to get yourself a little bit on the healthy route, trust me, don't eat prepackaged foods. Even if it's like a healthy choice, like frozen meal, I'm telling you, start looking at some of the ingredients that are in your food that you're eating. You would be totally surprised at what soy is. Soy is in everything. I actually used to use Aveeno face cream, and I realized that it has soy in it, so I stopped using it. So you'd be really, really surprised at some of the products that you're using, some of the makeup. Not to say you have to get all earthy, crunchy, whatever, but I'm just educating. Just, be aware, and especially the food that you're putting into your body and your children's bodies. Like, think about it. Like, if you grew up like overweight, me, and you knew what it felt like to be overweight and people like making fun of you, for whatever reason, if you were overweight because you had a thyroid disorder or you're just overweight because you overate, you know what it feels like, and you don't want your kids to have to go through that, because we all know kids are cruel. My son, actually, he's 13 now and he's like this skinny, but he went through a phase where he was chubby, and the freaking school tests their BMI, like at freaking, like, I think he was like in 4th grade or 5th grade, I can't remember. He comes home and he's like, Mom, my BMI is high. And I'm like, what the hell? So talk about freaking creating eating disorders. But anyways, I digress. I do that often. So my point of that, tip number 2, is don't eat soy. Try to stay away from it as much as you possibly can, especially if you have a thyroid problem, because it's just going to make things worse and exacerbate the problem. The third is you don't want to take stimulants or supplements that are going to like rev up your metabolism, like diet pills, like phenigrin, I think it's called, phetamine. They are prescribing that now for people to lose weight, phetamine, and it's like FDA approved to lose weight. It's not good for you, like in the long run. And I will admit I took diet pills. Like, yeah, I did. I took things with like ephedrine in them or whatever that, like, I used to take diet pills for like years. I would take them in the morning and I wouldn't eat. So I like basically did everything that I'm telling you guys not to do. I starved myself. I took diet pills and I freaking ate like prepackaged graham crackers and that was it. So once you overstimulate your thyroid, or you suppress it, your thyroid gets burnt out. Like, it's like working overtime. Like, what the hell's going on? And it gets burnt out, and then eventually it stops working. And that can actually lead you into adrenal fatigue. So I guess my bottom line regarding today's lesson is just know that if you have thyroid disease, like, if you guys have questions, I'm a great person to ask questions to. I don't know all the answers, and I'm not a physician, but I can just speak from experience, and I can speak from a lot of the research that I've done. And it totally makes sense if you think about it. So, number 1 tip, don't starve yourself. Make sure you're eating a well-rounded diet. Make sure you're eating enough calories for your body. You can there are ways, like, go online, and I'll write a blog after this and I'll put it in here, but there are ways to figure out what your calorie intake should be based on how active you are, if you're male, if you're female. Secondly, try to really stay away from like the soy isolate proteins that are in food that you don't even realize are there. Just take a peek, some of the artificial stuff that you got going on. Try to stay with whole foods, and it doesn't have to be expensive, farmers markets, where there is a way, where there's a will, there's a way. You can buy frozen vegetables. I mean, that's just as good as like fresh. Like, I know a lot of times people say that they can't eat healthy because they can't afford it. But honestly, like in the long run, isn't your health like worth extra little bit of money that you might have to pay? And I totally get it. I was a single parent for a long time, and I struggled, like I still struggle, like to pay my bills, like, paycheck to paycheck. I get it. But I mean, I make sure that I treat my body with respect by feeding it good nutrition. So that's key. And third, my third tip is do not take diet pills, supplements, stimulants, because your thyroid will crash and burn. And you might see weight loss in the beginning, but then it's going to all come back like and hit you like a ton of bricks. And you're going to not only gain the weight back, but you'll probably gain more weight, and you're going to feel like crap throughout. You're going to be tired, you're going to be constipated, you're going to be depressed, you're going to have dry skin, you might have difficulty with sleeping, difficulty with memory, brain fog. So, I mean, like literally it's not worth it. So hopefully this video can just help like one person just be like, maybe I could work on that. You know what? Maybe I'm not eating enough calories, or maybe I could just pay a little bit closer attention to the food that I'm putting into my body. Or maybe I'm going to stop taking those diet pills. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm not here to judge by any means, because like I said, I've done seriously all three. I've done everything bad that you could possibly do to your body. I have done. I am guilty, and that is why I am here to talk about what not to do, because seriously, I'm like obsessed with being healthy. I wouldn't really say obsessed, but I'm obsessed with kind of spreading the knowledge, because I know what it feels like to feel good, and I know what it feels like to feel like crap. And once you start to feel good by eating right, exercising, putting the right nutrients into your body, and taking care of it, you're going to be amazed, and you're going to be like, holy shit, why did I wait so long? I like feeling well. I like feeling good. So, and that's my little spiel today. And of course I had to brag a little bit in the beginning. And I don't really want to say brag, but I just want to like talk about like my happiness and what I'm doing. And that goes back to another topic that I talked about previously, like pursue your dreams. If there's something that you want to do in your life and you're not doing it, then do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're afraid that you're not good enough, or you're afraid that like you're going to fail, or you're afraid it's too hard, F it. Like I won't say the F bomb, but like screw it. Like go out there and do it. Like you're never going to know how good you can possibly be, and how happy you could possibly be, how healthy you could possibly be, how good you could possibly feel if you don't take the first step in trying. So, had a good day. And I'm going to sign off because I have to go bring my son to football. So that's the biggest thing. I know I come on really quick in the afternoon, but it's in between work and then getting my son to football. So I hope you guys took away a little bit of something today. And I usually follow up with a blog. So if you guys are sick of listening to me ramble, I usually write it down in a quick little blog so you guys can just read it. All right. So peace out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye.